I'm your chef Aaron Goldstein. Today I'm showing you a delicata squash stuffed with ground lamb with goat cheese. Okay? So let's get right to it. So delicata squash is one of those awesome squashes that I love because it's got a nice edible skin, so there's much less peeling and cleaning involved. So all you do, and since we're going to stuff this, we're going to leave it whole. You can just kind of take the stem off if you want. It's hard to kind of cut through. And then you're just going to cut it in half. Okay? And you've got your seed pockets the long way, all throughout the squash. Okay? So just as we've done before, we're just going to scoop out those seeds. And I've mentioned before, I like a spoon that kind of has a little bit of a sharper tip, just so it kind of grabs more easily. Okay? So do both sides. I love delicata squash. I love this time for this transition from summer foods, even though it's a little sad to say goodbye to summer. In comes these new foods that we weren't eating when it was warm out that are really kind of warming, nourishing, and exciting. Okay? So there's your squash. Now, to this, all we're going to do is roast it simply with salt. And you can oil it a little bit. I like to do it on both sides, face down, and then into the oven this goes, okay? So that takes about 20 to 30 minutes. 350 is fine. If it's hotter, that's fine too. Just keep an eye. And then when it's tender, it's soft and kind of pliable, okay? So now you've got roasted delicata squash. So here you've got this incredible, vessel for all kinds of stuffings. It can be vegetarian or vegan with cheese, all different kinds of veggies. That you could put beans, you could do different grain stuffings for that matter. That would work awesome. Maybe barley or farro or quinoa. But in our case, we're going to use ground meat. Why? Because it's the middle of the week, and I had this in the freezer, right? So I'm cooking for my family all the time, my wife too, and we're always trying to do bigger batches so we can freeze and then pull, during the work week, okay? So this can be whatever you're cooking already at home. It could be leftover bolognese sauce. It could be curried beef. It could be, whatever. This could be chicken. Again, veggies that you really want to kind of move and get going from the fridge. It's really up to you, and it's all about using your imagination. So all you're going to do is go ahead and stuff your squash. Okay? You can see how they come in, of course, all different shapes. Big ones and small ones. This is so fun. You could even do this if you're cooking everything fresh. You could, in theory, just go ahead and freeze these and pull them, and they're good to go. All right? Now, to this, I'm going to do a simple tomato sauce. I've got friends, old friends in the Bronx that jar their own tomatoes every summer. And I'm telling you, if you have a friend that does this, this is like liquid gold to have. When the winter rolls around, you're dying for delicious tomato. Because the homemade just kind of screams the season more than the can, okay? So we're going to add a little layer of that. And then, again, the sky is the limit here. I'm going to add a little salt and just season directly in the pan. This is oregano that I dried from my garden, but whatever you've got, again, on hand. And to this, you could use, curry powder or your favorite spice mix, whatever you want to do. And I like to add some more fat to the olive oil, or to the sauce, because this is a really lean dish, except for the meat. And I'm going to add the squash right into this bed of beautiful tomato sauce, all right? And you don't have to, but I love topping this with different cheeses. It can be goat cheese like this from Vermont, or whatever. Feta, pecorino, cheddar for that matter, or whatever you cook, whatever kind of makes sense with whatever it is you're cooking. Or no cheese at all, that's fine too. I like to just do a little more olive oil on top, and then here you go. Into the oven this goes, really just to kind of warm everything through, because the squash is cooked, the meat's cooked. You're really just kind of melting the cheese at this point and cooking the squash in the tomato for maybe 20, 25 minutes, really. It's not about recipes here. This is just about, inspiring ideas in you when we're all busy, right? We're all working and we're pulled in a lot of directions. So I wanted you to have another tool in your toolbox. Okay, I'll write up a recipe and include it on the bottom just so you have one for reference. But really, use your imagination. Sky's the limit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you soon.